What's up, guys? Mason the Brock Henderson here, and this is Elementary Season 5, Episode 2, Worth Several Cities. This was a pretty interesting episode. Nothing necessarily groundbreaking, not a holy crap plot twist case, but it was kind of interesting. You've got the main plot to this whole story is that a drug lord pretty much comes and hires Sherlock to help him find out who killed three of his men and then one of his smugglers that apparently he trusted. And so, about halfway through, they finally figure out that apparently the smuggler had smuggled in this priceless artifact from China that apparently it's supposed to, like, whoever owns it is the rightful owner to China type thing. But it was kind of an interesting little thing to throw in there, like, oh, this is a lot bigger scale than we were actually thinking. And, it was kind of funny because at one point they're just kind of trying to solve the case. They're just sort of going through the motions, getting clues, trying to figure out what happened. Then they figure that out, and then all of a sudden, like, these guys come knocking on their door, and some guys from Taiwan are like, "Here, we'll give you $50 million if you can make it come to us at the end of this whole case." And all of a sudden, this one girl, apparently her father is the minister of affairs in China or something like that, and she's just like, "Oh." So yeah, the People's Republic of China, they're a lot more rich than the people of Taiwan are. So it's like, oh, so you're offering us even more money. So it was just kind of interesting to have that little tidbit thrown in there, as well as the fact that Sherlock is hired by this gang of, a drug gang. That made it a bit more interesting. Still not quite. I don't know. Whenever I think about Sherlock cases, I think more twisty, not as straightforward. It's hard to actually figure it out at first. This one, though, as soon as they met that one guy, the businessman, it was just kind of like, yeah, he's probably the bad guy. Like, they made him out to seem like he was a pretty bad guy. The way he actually figures it out, though, one of his bodyguards was the killer, and I guess the way that he, apparently they had dealt with this guy before. And so this guy had a restraining order against Sherlock and Watson. So it was kind of like it was hard to get the ability to talk to him. So Sherlock has to, like, he's standing on the sidewalk 50 yards or however far he's supposed to be, and he's just shouting out the names of everybody that was killed in a mining accident that was caused by this businessman. So, a little bit interesting that he can't just go up and start talking to him. They actually have a reason for them to, you have to leave right now because there's a restraining order against you. So that was a bit interesting. The Jade China thing was a bit interesting, and the drug gang was a bit interesting. But all of that didn't quite make it a memorable case. I'll probably look back and I might remember this one because of the Jade Tiger, whatever it is. I really should remember these artifacts more. Anyway, but it's not going to be a case I'm just like, holy crap, do you remember that case? That case was intense. It was crazy. I didn't know what to expect. It was pretty straightforward. On the outside of the case, though, you've got Joan is dealing with the guy from the first episode, the one that she helped out, the one that's on parole. She actually helps him find an apartment, but then he also asks, look, I need you to help me find my daughter. Tells her the story about her mom didn't tell her that he was her father, and then her mom died, and now she's living with, I think, her aunt. So Joan has to track down the aunt, finally tracks her down, and the aunt's got the typical, oh, men like him don't change speech ready, which I think is kind of, I understand it, but if you haven't met him yet in a long, like, if it's been that long since you've seen him, and you're still spouting that, it would make more sense if, like, you gave him the chance to change, and he didn't. He did something to betray that trust. Then it would make sense why you don't trust him, why you think men like him don't change. But we don't see that. We just see Joan finds her. She's like, oh, men like him don't change. I'm not going to let him see his daughter. And that's pretty much it. There's no there's no other point to that. Same thing here. Just she spouts it, and then at the end of the episode, we finally see that he probably is changed because he finally finds his daughter using another source besides Joan. And so he sees her, and she's a goalkeeper, she's playing soccer, and he has the chance to go talk to her, but he doesn't. He's like, not yet. I need to earn the right to see her again. Like, see, this is why I wish her aunt would actually meet him before saying all that stuff, because now it doesn't make sense. You know, he's very clearly a changed person. He has the ability to see her right now, but that's not what he cares about. He cares about making sure it's on the right terms, making sure that it's not, he just walks into her life and just like, oh yeah, hey, I'm back. He actually wants to earn the right to see her again. I think that should be proof enough to her aunt, but just a minor gripe. I still think it was a good episode, even if the case wasn't as interesting as it could be, even if that did kind of frustrate me. I still think it's elementary. I'm expecting a good case. I'm expecting a good story on the outside, and I got that. So, can't wait to see what they've got up their sleeve next. Trying to see where this season is going to go, because I'm not really sure if they've got an idea for a main storyline yet. It kind of just feels like we're back to, case by case episode. So we'll see where it's going. We'll see what happens next week. But let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. What you like and dislike about this episode. What do you want to see next week? All that stuff. Let me know. We can talk about and discuss it. All that good stuff. Leave a like and subscribe for future Elementary reviews. And I'll see you at the next one. Peace out.